Okay, so here's what you need to know about D1 Nayah and Laii. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Be For Real Vlogs. It's your girl, B Octavia. I be over on my main channel most of the time, but I've been lacking on both, right? So let's just set the record straight for that, but I am back and back with a good video. Now, today we will be talking about a few dub smash Instagram, TikTok influencers. And I'll tell you why I say influencers that way. But let's get into this video. Let's jump head first. So what you need to know about these two people is that although they are very young still, they have been in a relationship for like 4 or 5 years, maybe even longer than that. I really don't know. D1 Nayah is a little bit older than Laii, but they've been in this relationship for a while, okay? As they got older, there began to be cracks in the foundation of what a lot of people thought was like a relationship goals type of situation. Now, what I will say about the current state of what people call a influencer, in my opinion, if you're talking about influence people to dance, influence people to collab, you know, meet people from across the world and be friends and things like that, yeah, they influence to do that. But when it comes to a lot of them showing their true personalities and being caught saying something very salacious, very disrespectful, very colorist, a lot of them have been in that situation because they are going with what they feel a influencer is versus what it's supposed to be. If you know that you have a lot of young people following you, you do have a responsibility and a role to show them something good. Show them a good side of you. Show them that it's okay to be a good person. It's okay to stay to yourself if you can't be a good person around people. But I digress on that. Nayah and Laii broke up recently, maybe in the last few months. And before they broke up, you know, as I stated, they've been in this long relationship. They did get very stagnant on social media. Nayah wanted to collab a lot more and travel. And this is before Nayah even said that this was the case. People started picking up on it. Every single time Nayah wanted to go, let's say for a weekend in Houston, all of a sudden Laii is just so depressed. Laii is not getting out of bed until Nayah comes back. A type of toxicity that would make anybody stay home, to not have their partner go into this dark hole of depression. And all of us know about separation anxiety. All of us know certain things about depression, having certain thoughts that are very dark. But one thing that we should always know is to not put that as a burden on your family or your partner. I feel like with a lot of what Laii is even saying to this day is, look at me. I have depression. I'm sad. I'm in my feelings. When in actuality, she's old enough to know that your pain is yours. It's for you to heal. It is not for anybody else to cure you, to heal you, and it's not going to work. It's never going to work. So within their argument that they had roughly like 2 months ago, and they were still in their apartment at that time, within their argument, she's screaming, I have trauma.
I did say that. I did say I know exactly what can hurt you if I leave you. Every time I leave, you get hurt. Every time I leave, all of a sudden you're hurt. Okay, and bitch, I've been hurt. I have trauma.
All of us do. And me saying all of us do is not to diminish anything that she's went through, but I can't stand having a conversation or even being in an argument with somebody that you don't see that other people have pain. They just react differently. They might not project it on the outside, but you're screaming that you have trauma like nobody else does. Like it's only you in the world. And this video is not to bash Laii. It's not to bash Nayah. But both of them need to heal, and I'm glad that Nayah is seeing what the blockage was. She probably is making more money than she has in the last 4 or 5 years right now, within these past few months, and it's not just drama filled. It's not just drama filled. Guilt and Laii's depression, Laii's anxiety kept Nayah where she was. It's just like a codependency, a toxic codependency that a mother and daughter could have, or a mother and son could have. It's like every time your child goes somewhere, your child might be grown. You start to have these, these fits, crying and lashing out even because you don't want them to leave. So, dogs do this type of shit. People shouldn't. All right? People shouldn't make somebody stay in the same place just because they want them to. Very selfish. Very, very selfish. And for a while now, like the live, and I'll be putting clips of it, like shooting clips in this bitch. But the live that occurred 2 months ago, and they were arguing, and Nayah was saying how Laii doesn't want to do like the YouTube recording and perhaps the pranks and things that can generate revenue. She just really wanna go to the gym. That's fine. Tone your body up. Cool. But to me, Laii really just wants to be a person that is gawked at, that is looked at as beautiful, as pretty. Like she wants to be on social media platforms, for compliments and positivity towards her. But when she opens her mouth, she doesn't realize that she's the one making it negative. You can't be in your feelings about seeing clips of your ex that you left with somebody else and say that, oh, that's not why I'm mad. I'm mad because people was snickering and doing all this. Wouldn't nobody, with people knowing how fragile you are, wouldn't nobody goddamn laugh? Nobody's doing that. And the way that Nayah still defends Laii, she wouldn't have allowed it. The way that she was about to get into it with BJ over Nayah, knowing that he was with Net and that didn't go good and things to that nature, what makes you think she wouldn't nip that in the bud? She wouldn't let nobody, like, come on now. She still, to this day, I just seen a clip today of her defending that girl. So what is the word? And it sucks because, in my opinion, Laii is within every sentence, every statement, every video, anything that is along the lines of Nayah, her words are very, very diabolical. She's using terms like "you beat me up every day," and then within the next few sentences, it's, well, you didn't beat me up like that. You can't say stuff like that because people will run with it. People will also paint Nayah to be some abuser, a groomer. My thing is, how can you have separation anxiety over somebody that you said groomed you? Why did you not want her to leave? Like, come on now. If anything, let's be real. You groomed her to stay. Laii groomed her to stay in one place in Virginia. And I live in D.C. I can tell you it ain't shit here. That whole influencer life is not here. Motherfuckers getting killed. The only places to go out is to eat something and go right the fuck back home. It ain't nothing to do out here in the DMV. And it's just not that vibe of like influencer city, and it's not. So if your girl is telling you that she wants to branch out, and every time she even utters those words, you're thinking that your life is ending when she's trying to make more money to take care of the goddamn household. Come on now. When I truly knew that Laii was a narcissist was the fact that over the last few years, she has been crying, saying how depressed she is every time Nayah leaves and goes to collab, does something fun for the weekend. But when they break up and Laii leaves, she goes straight to Houston. To do what? To collab with motherfuckers that she did not want Nayah around. Make that make sense. Now that she's doing what she wanted to do, Nayah is doing what she wanted to do, and that's not getting no of a relationship. It ain't that. It's to collab. It's to grow. Grow your TikTok. Grow your Instagram. Do challenges with people. Meet new people. Grow a bond with folks. As well as let everybody, the viewers included, see your personality and see you for who you are. Who you truly are. And that is what's happening with both of them. Now, what Laii wants it to be is so positive. But everything that's coming out of her mouth is not. Nayah, ever since the breakup, she literally started collabing and has not stopped. She has not even took a breath to say anything about this up until recently. And it's because Laii is crashing out. Laii is calling her phone just randomly. Y'all not like that no more. You don't have that as a privilege after you handle something in the worst way without any type of maturity. Your family probably think that she was really abusing you. That's not right. If y'all hear anything, that's my nephew. Within a live from 2 months ago, Laii put her phone on live, right? And instead of wanting to film with Nayah, doing couple stuff, doing regular stuff, vlogs, you choose to go on live and show people this. But when it comes to a regular video, something that can be filled with so much joy, you don't want to do that. Another thing of where Laii is, she triggered me at was, it seems like Nayah wasn't allowed to be sad. And that's the most toxic thing. That's what made me really feel bad for Nayah. Like, I felt this with my parents. I felt this with certain people. But for your significant other to, be having these bouts of depression, sometimes they just make it just appear out of thin air, right? It would suck, in my opinion, to not be able to feel sad, not be able to be sad. Because every time that you are the person that has dealt with the most depression in her eyes is saying, I've dealt with that too. I've dealt with that too. What does that have to do with it? Yeah. And that's not how you acknowledge somebody else's pain. So the past 2 months have been great for Nayah. And if she has a little crush on somebody, just stop. Stop and leave her alone. Leave her alone. Nobody is saying that Laii is a bad person. Nobody is saying that. I did say she's a narc. Is that what that is? Oh no. That's not what a narc is. I want it to be. Well, I can say Laii is a nurse. You feel what I'm saying? She is a nurse, and I didn't say nurse. I know I got a tiny accent, but she is narcissistic. She has narcissistic tendencies. That is what I would say about Laii. But that doesn't mean that she's a bad person. I just really feel like these next few years, even, she needs to do some soul searching and heal your trauma. I do apologize because I forgot to put my mic in, so the audio might be a little wonky, but I will not make that mistake again. Now, both of them are still very young. They both have a lot to learn, and I think that this was more so of a learning lesson for Nayah to not put her dreams on hold, to not be unhappy at somebody else's expense, because it just doesn't work. It doesn't keep the person happy. And it just sucks that she's being painted as some R. Kelly type of person. You know what I mean? And it's like Laii doesn't realize the damage that she's causing and the drift slash distance that everything that she is saying is causing. I think that, you know, with time going by, she thought that Nayah would want her even more. And you cannot expect a person to chase you if you're making it seem like you had to escape. If you're making it seem like she really manipulated your mind. Now she's saying that she's bisexual, which Nayah did not know. That was a surprise to her. She might need to have a few instances and situationships with guys to realize how much she messed up before Laii moves on and builds friendships and gets into another relationship. I really do think that she needs to look at the man in the mirror. She really needs to look at the man, or woman in this case, in the mirror. Nayah is now free. She is free to do exactly what she wants to, and you cannot continue to make her feel guilty about it. She has begged you, Laii. She begged Laii to stay in a relationship. Even, you know, when they first broke up, Nayah was pretty much kind of delusional about them being broke